Welcome to Saturday Science Home Edition. Hi, my name is Brianna, and I'm a first-year graduate student at Columbia University. I'm interested in how the brain controls our behaviors, and in particular, how the control of those behaviors is affected by neuropsychiatric diseases. Today, we will be playing Synapse Toss, a fun tabletop game that will teach us about how our brain cells talk to each other. If you picked up one of our activity kits, let's get those out now. If you weren't able to, no worries. We will be using a game board, which can be printed from our website or drawn out, small cups in different colors if possible, pom-poms, beads, or any other small item with different colors, and finally, Velcro dots or tape to stick the cups in place. So let's start with some background. Our brains have billions of cells, which are called neurons, and these neurons work together to help us function. Think about the basic tasks that you do every day, such as sense, feel, move, and much more. These processes all require that the neurons in your brain signal to each other. Even though we can't see individual neurons with our eyes, we can use microscopes to see how they are organized in our brains. When we do this, we see that neurons form synapses, or little gaps between one neuron and another. These synapses are important for each neuron to talk to the next. So now we know a bit about how neurons are organized. But how do these cells actually communicate with each other? What kinds of signals could they use? Our neurons use signals called neurotransmitters, which are chemicals that are released by one neuron and captured by another neuron. You can think about it as one neuron tossing chemical messages across a synapse, and another neuron catching these signals through special molecules called receptors. A correct match between the neurotransmitter and the receptor will pass a signal along. Just like traffic lights, some neurotransmitters signal the next cell to become active, while some tell it not to. There are many types of neurotransmitters, including glutamate, serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. Each of these have lots of functions that they help with, and some of those are shown here. Take a look at your game board and find their names there too. So now, let's use our knowledge about synapses and neurotransmitters to create our own model about how neurons talk to each other. First, let's lay down our game board. On one side are sending cells, and on the other side are receiving cells. Using the pairs of Velcro dots, you can stick a soft dot to the X in the middle of each receiving cell. Next, we will stick a rough dot onto the bottom of our cups. If you are using tape instead, just make a little loop of tape and stick it to the bottom of each cup. These cups act as the receptors that capture the neurotransmitters that we will toss from the sending cells. When you place your cups onto the synapse, the cup should stick. Then we need our neurotransmitters. These will be our pom-poms. We can see that our pom-poms are different colors that match our cups. We need to pair the neurotransmitters with their correct receptors for our signal to be received. So now you can try it out. Stand a few feet away from your game board and see if you can throw your neurotransmitters into the correct receptor. But be careful. If a pom-pom lands in the cup of the wrong color, the signal won't be received. Great job! In this activity, we learned that neurons use neurotransmitters and receptors to send signals. What do you think would happen if we had more pom-poms or cups of the same colors that we used for our game? Would it be easier to transmit the correct signals? This is exactly what happens in our own nervous system. By changing the number of neurotransmitters or receptors, synapses can be made either stronger or weaker, making it either easier or harder to send the correct signals across. I hope you enjoyed our session today. Feel free to practice this game on your own or show your family and friends how to play, and be sure to teach them about the brain science behind how neurons communicate. Thank you so much for joining us. Please check our website for more fun brain lessons, and we hope to see you at our next Saturday Science Home Edition lesson.